Hi, everybody. Tonight we are not gonna be able to be on live as we normally do every Friday and Saturday. Uh, in the same place, we are going to pre-record and share with you guys through Slack and our main channel, so that we all gonna catch up what we were left on. So today we are going to deploy a Spring Boot application, Java application, a stateless and stateful application. So this is going to be very good stuff. The stateless application going to be Java, fully running with Java with some HTML code, and also the stateful is gonna be the MongoDB. So basically, here the architecture itself. So this consists to have the infrastructure we are going to set up on AWS so that we gonna be having our own custom network. This includes VPC, internet gateway, security group, and the build server and deploy server going to be the EC2. And then since two containers going to be running, so how these two containers can communicate. So that's why we're gonna bring Docker advanced concept, which consists the Docker network. So if we have the Docker two container and the same network, they can communicate because this Java application need to write to the MongoDB, which mean they must communicate. So that's why we are going to create a Docker network for them to be able to communicate, right? So, and also we are gonna be accessing the application on the browser so that user can put his information and submit it so that it's going to be saved to databases. So first things we need to do is to make our environment ready to do the deployment, right? So for the second, to ease that, we're gonna be using AWS. It could be GCP, Azure, or your local environment. But for this purpose, we are going to use AWS for it. So let's go ahead and create our private network. This consists to be VPC. VPC is nothing else than a virtual private cloud. So we are going to create our custom cloud. And also inside that full network, we are going to divide into pieces of the network, which called subnet. Subnetting means divide the full network into the pieces of the network. So we're gonna be having two public subnet and two private subnet. And also the public subnet need internet gateway. We are going to create an internet gateway and assign it to the public subnet. We also gonna be creating the security group to allow some rule, which rule will be allowed to to access this network. And also we also need to have the EC2 Ubuntu server, which consists to have our build server and also our deployment server. So we are going to install Docker. Because why Docker? Because we're gonna be using Docker to do our deployment, and also the Maven. Maven is a build tool for a Java, right? As the Gradles, but basically this code has been written before Maven, and also it must have Get. So let's go ahead and create this environment and AWS. Go and access your AWS account. So come here and go to VPC, right? Sorry, VPC, Virtual Private Cloud, and then create a VPC. Go and create a VPC. Now, you can go with only VPC, but for the sake of to ease these things, I'm going to say VPC and more because I may need to have VPC subnet and route table. Now, give it the name. I'm gonna name it I2BK demo, right? And the startup block going to be visit the sizes of our network. So it it will have two availability zone, and then it will have two public subnet and then two private subnet. The public subnet is the one who has the internet gateway. The private subnet is the one we don't need the internet. This is basically where we have our databases. Also, we can call this as a military zone, right? So now we don't really need the NAT gateway for this, right? But let's go ahead and create. So now it's going to create and provision all these resources. Wait a minute, it may take just 1 minute to be able to do that. So we can see that the full network is here. If I select the VPC, we have now you will have two or four subnet pretty much. Let's refresh. Let's choose the VPC subnet. As you can see, we got 4 subnet. And then we also have 1, 2, 3, right? So how many public subnet? So 2 public subnet and 2 private subnet. Now, the public subnet means it has the internet gateway. You see, internet gateway. But the private subnet means it doesn't come with any internet gateway. This means there's no way to get in touch and this. Any resources and service subnet won't be publicly accessible on the browser. So basically here the way we can put our databases. If I'm gonna be creating databases, yeah, this is the good place to to provision our databases because we don't want anybody to be able to access this on the browser. Now, since we already create the infrastructure, now we are going to download this code here, the source code. Let's go on this and download uh, the source code. So download the source code. Now go to your download folders. Go to your download folders. You see that now is make sure you extract, right? So I'm going to put that here. I'm gonna put this one here and extract. Now I got this Java project here now, right? I got this Java project. You can see those are the classes we have. So it has the user classes. This consists to have this first name, last name, email, because those are the information we are about to gather, right? So this is only the class. It also have the controller classes and then repository. And another thing it has is like this one, the static, we have the images, logo, and everything. It also have the application.yaml file. This where we who developer want to notify us how we can integrate the Mongo databases. So this is MongoDB hostname, MongoDB username, MongoDB password. So very soon we're gonna be able to see this one. It also have the what they call the template files. This could have the HTML file. Here we define some of the bootstrap stuff on it. So pretty much that's the Java and Java application we have. So now we have this. Now I'm gonna kill these terminals. The next step is going to be to create, log into your GitHub repository and create a new repository called this. So let's create a repository. Let me go to my GitHub. If I log into my GitHub, right? Can you see my GitHub? Right? So go to my GitHub repository. Now I got a lot of, I have more than 122 on this repository, but I'm gonna create a new one, right? So call it, as we said, this name, call it by this name, okay? Yeah, this will be the name of our repository, I2Bk demo. So this is, give a brief description to this. This is Java Spring Boot. This is a Spring Boot Java application with MongoDB as database, right? So make that public, please, and create the repository, please. So now, good job. We have this repository create. The next step is access the source code you'd have download and add the new repository we just create. That's very simple. You see the source code? We have this source code available in our local environment, but we wanted to make this source code available in the remote repository. This is here. How can we do that? So the first thing is to initialize this, right? So let me kill these things and close everything here so to do not have any confusions, right? Open the terminals, right? Now, remember, this is our local environment. This is my computer, is my Windows computer. So I'm inside the project I download from the GitHub. This now doesn't have any Git, right? So if I say ls, go to Spring Boot, okay, and ls. Now I am inside my project. I can see I got source code target. Now I'll need to have get init, right? Get init. So after that, you see around get init. So let's add everything from here so that I want it to, to send everything. The source code I wrote, I want it to make it available into this repository. So to do that, I have to run get add that. This is going to add everything from my present directory, right? So if I run get status, right, you will see I recently add those files lot. Now, after adding this, I need to write this get commit dash m and then source code. That's only the message. Source code added, and then now if I run get remote dash v, this won't show anything because we didn't add any remote repository. So I want this to be present to my remote repository. So I need to run this first to let it know I'm gonna be using master branch. So if I say get branch, it's gonna be master. So this means I'm using the master branch, correct? Okay. Now what I can do is add this, the remote repository. Make sure you add that, right? So, boom. If I run get remote dash v, now we can see we have this remote repository. So now we are good to push our source code to the GitHub, right? Let's do that very quickly. Hold on. What's happened? Yeah, let's push this. Make sure you sign in, and then after you sign in, it's going to, yeah, 95%. So it is sending the source code to the remote repository. Now we got everything here. We will see everything's on my local environment will be available on this. When I refresh this, so now I got everything. Look at, so yeah, done. So we did that. So we also push. Now, once we got this source code on the EC2, the build and deploy server, we need now to build the Java code. So let's have this source code on the remote repository. I mean on our EC2 instance. Sorry. So go to EC2, right? Go to EC2. Uh, so sorry, I didn't create the EC2 yet. Sorry. I didn't create this step. So let's create the EC2 as keep this rather than creating the EC2. So let's do that. So now we need to create the EC2, right? And then call it I2BK demo. We hear the different flavor of Linux. We're gonna be using Ubuntu. So for the instance type, T2 medium will be enough for us. T2 mediums. For the keeper, create a new keeper, call it I2BK demo. So make sure you choose a PM, right? For the network, click on edit and change the default to. Now make sure this is on the public subnet. You see that? This is the public subnet and enable the IP address. For the security group, create a new one, I2BK or demo. And then for this, going to be, now we are going to add this police route for 22 AD and for 4000, right? So let's add those. Our SSS is, no, we already have SSS, sorry. Yeah, we already have SSS. Let's say all traffic anywhere. And then for range for AD and then anywhere, and then 4,000, 4,000, make sure anywhere, and then launch instance. Now, let's see. As you can see, the instance is running, right? This instance is running. So click on connect and copy it, go back to your project. So now, as you can see, I am inside my project folder, right? I'm gonna open a new terminal. We have one for PowerShell, but the one I'm gonna be going to be get bash, right? So the get bash one going to be my EC2 instances I'm going to access. So I need to cd to download. Now ls star.pm. So make sure we have this issue. Make sure you see this key. This is the one we download. Make sure you are on the download folder so that we are going to be able to access the server and say yes, right? So now I am in my EC2 instance. Let me verify something. sudo su and then say cat means C, etc all release to double check what kind of flavor of Linux we have. So as you can see, we are using Ubuntu server, right? That's correct. So this means the package management will be apt. If it was CentOS or Amazon Linux, it's going to be YAM. Like there's a difference between YAM package and apt package. The apt package is for Ubuntu, for your information. Correct. So the first things we need to do is apt update, right? That's why this consists to update the server itself. So we do need to update the server. So that's I'm trying to do. I'm updating the server so that I can get any packages from the Ubuntu remote repository. So as you can see, if I run Docker, Docker is not available. If I check if Docker is installed on this, it won't see any Docker, right? There's no Docker. Now, this means I can install Docker, right, using this. Any of these could install Docker, but I'm pretty much familiar with this. Let's use this to install Docker, right? This is our deployment tool. apt install docker.io. Going to install Docker, right? And then prompt you to yes or no. I say yes, right? Now, let's see. Now, if I say which Docker, you will see. Next step going to be what? We need to install Maven. What is the Maven? Maven is the build tool for Java. He's the one we are going to use to build and have our artifact. So if I run this command, mvn, there's no. So write mvn, you won't see any. So we still need to download or install this one, right? Now, ask you again, yes or no. Correct. So the Maven is getting installed to this server. Wait a minute. Now, if I say MVN, you will see is there. I can say this MVN has been installed, right? So if you go to cd/user bins MVN, and then you can see these are the configuration file. So pretty much we don't need all these things. I'm just gonna get out here, right? Now, we also need to check if get has been installed. We have get. Now, what else we need is now we wanted to get the latest code into our EC2, correct, right? So this is the project we already have it. So how can we do that? We're gonna be using the clone command, get clone, the repository. Now I'm cloning, right? If I say ls, I will see cd now, so I got this. So this means I got everything I need for this. So guess what? This is my files. This is my source code. So everything I have on my local environment, everything here, I have the same thing on my EC2 instances. This consists my build server and my deployment server, right? So I need to clean this because this is if I run mvm clean, it's going to delete the target directory, right? So let's run mvn clean. Now the build has succeeded, right? Clean the server, clean the command line. Now we don't have the target directory. So let's rerun mvn package, and then it's going to compile the Java application and have the artifact on the target directory. Very soon you will be seeing the target directory creating. So the build succeed. Visconsity Java build has succeeded. How can we verify that? Say ls, and then go to target, cd to target, and then say ls. You can see this artifact. This is the artifact we need to have an our Docker file. If I say ls cd back one more time, and then I say ls, you see the Docker file, we need this artifact to be referring to our Docker file. So I'm gonna be cutting this Docker file so that you guys can see it. You see, we are, from open GDK, run a APK update, copy target, the target directory. You see this? SpringBoot Mongo 1.0 jar. Yeah. And the home of the SpringBoot.jar and the working directory. So this is the configuration of our Docker file. Let's keep going. So now we create now we already have the source code, compile, build, and then we have our artifact. The another thing we have to do is to containerize our application. What means a containerized application? We want to pack them together and send it to the Dockerhub. How easy is that? So we are going to run the command called make sure you are in the right directory. So write docker build dash t min tag i2bk demo and that. right? So this is going to create the Docker images for this. Now, if I run Docker images, you will see this has been created a second ago. So what else we need to do for this? The next step, we want to post this Docker image to our Docker Hub. What is the Docker Hub? The Docker Hub is the remote repository for Docker images, right? So that me and my team will be able to work together. As soon as I finish this, I can push it, and then they can pull my images and be working concurrently. That makes things easier for us, right? If you don't have Docker Hub, go ahead and create one. Those are my Docker Hub, like since 2 years ago, 3, 4, more than 5 years ago, I've been using this repository. Create a new repository and please call it I2PK demo. And then description, Spring Boot, Spring Boot, Java application to get user input and save to MongoDB. That's all we need. Now create it. So as soon you create, we need to have the tag. So what I'm going to say, the tags, what does mean Docker tab, right? Docker tab dash h. So I'm going to create a tag for this one, right? So let's say Docker tag I2BK demo, and then the source, the target going to be the one I'm going to create this. Yeah, that's it. So this is going to be the tag and hit enter. Now, if you run to Docker image, I should be having 2 images, right? So now I can push this one now. I can run Docker push and this one. Now you see the permission deny. In order to push this to the Docker Hub, I must be authenticated. So the first things I must run with Docker login. And then I have to put my login. And then the login has succeeded. Now I can say Docker push. Now this is going to push very soon. This is going to be available in this Docker Hub here. So we got our Spring Boot Java application, all the dependency packed together and post to the Docker Hub. Anybody in the world can get it, these images, and use as he wanted to use. That is the beauty of a Docker. So now you see this has been succeeded too. Good. If I refresh, I will be seeing this new images coming in straight. So you see that 1 minute ago. Good job. So let's first deploy these things. But before we deploy, I need to have the network set up for Docker. As I was telling you, we're going to be having 2 containers. The application container and then the database container. So these 2 containers must be to the same network. You see that Docker have 3 different networks. the bridge network, which is the default network, host network, and the nil, none. So I'm going to create the custom network so that I will be putting my Java application and also my databases and the same network, Docker network, so that they can communicate easily. To ease the communication, we must do it. So let's do it, right? So I'm creating the Docker network. So to create the network, simple, very simple. Just say Docker network create I2BK network. So if I say Docker network ls, so I can see this. Good job. Now, we are about to deploy this application. You are about to deploy this application. How to deploy this application using Docker, correct? Using Docker. So those information you are seeing here they have been provided here. Go to template, applications. You see, these are the environmental variable I copy here, password, username. So the developer indicate this application need to have this environmental variable, right? So make sure you have it. So what I'm gonna be doing, I'm just gonna be copy this, right? And then run here, right? Okay, sorry. The networks needed, there is space. Sorry, there is space. And hold on, I messed up this. Give me 1 second. Docker run that speed network. Yeah, yeah, that should be good. Let's copy back. Sorry. So we need sudo. Okay. Sorry. Docker images. Okay. Now, sorry, Docker images. I need this one. Let let me copy. I need this one. No, this one. Yeah. Yeah. That should work. So this is the images. Uh, this is the images. So let me clear this. Yeah, run this. Sorry about this, man. Sudo. Now, this is good now. If I say Docker PS, the container is running and it is listening to 4,000. I can say call local. Let me check if I can access this. 4,000. Good job. You see, this is accessible. So go to the browser call if config that me, I'm getting my public IP address and I can check call dash v if this is connected and the port is 4,000. So this is also connection to the host, left and right. Good job. So what can we do? Let's access this application on the browser now, right? The application, you see, good job. Welcome to I2B Key Technology Services, empowering solution with Spring Boot and MongoDB. Please enter your first name, last name, email, and I'm going to save that to the databases. But since we didn't deploy any databases, this is going to crash. Let's check it out. If I put my name here, let's put my name and submit it. Before I submit, let's inspect. You will get two things. We will get two things here. 404, no found, and 500 error, because it will be trying to get connected to the databases, but we didn't deploy any databases yet. So you see that if I hit enter, it's not giving it's not able to save it to the databases because we didn't deploy databases yet, right? So as I said, this is going to be crashing. Wait a minute, and then you will see that. So if you look at the network, you will see it's going to crash. Now, what I'll say, 500 error and 404. If you look at here, the status is 500. This means the API call wasn't successful. This is server error. Guess what? We're gonna be asking you guys, what is the 500 error code? And the 404 is no found. This means this API it didn't get any answer. How can we solve this? To solve this, we need to have the database. As I said that, this applications is waiting to have the connection to the MongoDB. So for us to be able to do that, we still need to have our MongoDB databases, right? So how can we deploy the MongoDB databases? To do that, go to the browser, write MongoDB Docker, right? And then visit the official Docker image for MongoDB. It has been pulled 1 billion people has been using this MongoDB. And these are the requirements for the MongoDB. If you look at here, down there, you will see how this dependency work. As I saw that, you see, MongoDB environmental variable root password. Yeah, you still need to provide, you see that Docker run does the network name MongoDB, so on and so on. So I already copy everything also from uh, this file here. So now the first thing I have to do is to pull these images, right? So let me pull the images, Docker pull Mongo. Now I'm getting Docker Mongo on my deployment server. So if I run Docker images, I can see Mongo, right? Now, like I said, we have two containers, right? We need to have them on the same network. So I'm copying this network name here and make sure these are the same network. Now I can deploy. So I'm gonna use that and then copy this one and then go ahead and run. Make sure give the sudo right to this, please. Let's say sudo docker run. Now, good job. Docker PS. I have two applications running. One is Mongo and one is the what is called one is Mongo, another one is my Spring Boot application. So let's make sure these two information are the same. I2B demo, I2B demo. Yeah. So pretty much this is very cool stuff. Uh, I'm about to show you guys what is the beauty of deploying application using Docker is very good. As I want you guys to do now is to make sure we all can access these applications. So okay. So let's see. So you see that the one we run, there is a exception authentication Mongo credentials. This means the credential I provide I messed up the credential. So how can we stop this? Let me stop the Mongo container one more time. Right, Docker stop now, and Docker rm remove the container. Now go back to the file here. So make sure these two username MongoDB I2BK demo, yeah, are the same. So we just wanna make sure these are the same. Username. Oh, see the mistake I did here? Yeah. So let's run this back. And then make sure you put sudo. Now Docker PS. Now I have it. Let's give it a try one more time. Go back. You see, if the database cannot connect to you're gonna get this error. So if you inspect this, you will see that, yeah, the error you are getting is that. But I think this has been solved. So now let's see. I'm trying to put some data on it, and then let's put the network. You see, 200. How good is that? right? So I think everybody can, you guys can put your informations, and then so I will be seeing those information as soon as you guys put it. Uh, I can see who else can fill up this information for us to test. Uh, are you able to see to access the server? Great. So please fill it and then put your email address. Everybody can see here. As soon as we finish, submit it. Yeah, as soon as you finish, yeah, yeah. Okay. Did you submit it? I can see, yeah, I can see you. Who else submitted again? Who? Christine, your turn. Okay, submit it. So I can see you, Christine. And who else going to submit it? Alex, are you here? Yes. So you guys are seeing that, right? The data is coming, so I can see everybody's information now, and this is really good. This is the beauty about. So let's say we wanted to modify something here, right? I just want to modify something very quickly. This is also the beauty of a version control. Say, for example, I have my team working in India. They see that, oh, you are not the one to do all these things. We want you to add us some, today date, or we want to do hot fix. How can we do that? So the good things about infrastructure as code is that there is the mechanism we can change things. So here, I'm gonna be changing some stuff. So rather than having um, uh, uh, you see, this is not nice, right? We need to provide the full information. So we are going to provide the full phone number so that our customer can get us and give us some project. We can make some money, right? So let's hard fix. And the development team, we have something called hard fix, which means after the deployment, we see something we are not happy for it. So how can we solve it, the problem? So right now, this is incomplete. We don't have the full number. So we are going to do, so without doing all the trauma, going back and redo everything, that's why Get is very good. And then Docker also is very good that we all need to master, right? So let's do the hard fix on it and then give the right number and put today date here and put today date here, right? So here I'm gonna be providing the phone number. So for example, I can change this number. Okay. And then let's put another tag, the P tag is nothing else. Today date, for example. Let's say thank you, just thank you, and then I'm gonna put today date, right? Today date, just today date, and and then 2025, and then let's say happy woman day to all. Christiana, I know you guys are celebrating happy woman day to all, to you guys, to all, right? Let's say that. I just like say, yeah, we are working something, and then we realize today is a woman day. As we have some developer here, they are celebrating that. So let's say that we do that, right? What I'm saying that this is my local environment, but this is my EC2 instances. Okay? This is my EC2 instances, but this is my local environment terminal. So if I say get status, is telling me there has been some modification and those files, right? So I need to say get add and everything from this. Now I have to commit, get commit, that's M, this means message, what change did you make? So I developer, I cannot write developers, I had to be developer, I to be K, add developer change, um, uh, oh, yes, developer add a p tag and HTML file, right? That's a commit, right? Now, if I say get status, now I can say get post now. This went straight to the remote getter. If I come here, where's my GitHub again? So this come direct in my GitHub, right? So as you can see, now developer are p tag and HTML file. So let's go back on my EC2 get. So how can we get the change I made? How can we get it on my EC2? I made some change in my local repository. This is my Windows machine, and then I commit and push that to the GitHub remote repository. But my goal is to have those changes on my build server. Let's say get diff. So get diff is telling me there has been some more changings. So I can see that right now, right get pull, right get pull. Now you can see that I recently pull. If I say ls, go to SRC, ls, go to main, ls, go to resource, ls, go to cd to template, ls, and if I say cut, you will see that those changes I made is here. How good is that? Now, let's containerize again one more time and push this application to the Docker Hub and run back this. That will be the end of this tutorial, right? So when I run Docker image, I have this. I have this, right? I have this. So I need to run package my Java application one more time. So let's do that. MVN clean, sorry, CD. I have to be ls inside my Java project and run MVN clean. So what this is doing is going to remove all the old files. We don't need it. So now we are going to build back the Java application one more time. With this MVN package, right? It's going to create a target directory and have the artifact on it. Now, this is good. If I say ls, I will be having this new target directory, and inside that target directory, I have a new jar file. So cd2 target, right, and ls, you will see. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to be doing what they call Docker build. Let's see. CD again. So we already have these images. Now I'm going to be creating a new tag with a new version, right? So what I'm going to do is Docker build .main tag, and this time, this is the version 2, v2. Sorry. I still need to have that build and that current directory. So this is going to build. So as we'll be having these two images, one for the version 2. So this is the version 1. No, this is the version 1 and this is the version 2. Now, what I want to do now is this, right? I'm going to be pushing Docker push this, and the tag is v2. So this kind of the backup of my application, right? Are you following? So if I go to the Docker Hub, sorry, and refresh, this is the latest, but as we'll be seeing another version, this is called v2. Refresh the page, and then the version 2. Now, I'm going to deploy the version 2, which is going to change this loop. Here, we're going to be seeing the correct number, and also we're going to celebrating the Women Day and the P tag, right? Are you following with me? So to do that, the only change I need here is to redeploy this. This is the old versions, right? I'm just gonna replace that by v2. Another things I need to make sure I change is this. I'm gonna be changing the port because this has been really used to 7,000. So let's run this and see what we can get out of it. So Docker posts, I mean, let, let's run Docker run sudo. Now, if I say Docker PS, now I have three applications, one for the older version and then another one for the newest version, right? So let's say call if config that me to get my public IP address. You can get the same IP address if you go to the AWS, you will be seeing the same IP address. But I'm kind of lazy sometimes. I like command line. So I can say call and then say 7,000, right? How good is that? Let's celebrate this. Let's access this on the browser so that we can see and compare the two versions of the old application. This is the fair versions. We do the hard fix on it. This means there's developer mess ups on code. They didn't provide any all the full information. So after we deploy, we just the quality assurance team saw that there's missing code. So that's why we did the hard fix and redeploy within the 1 minute. So let's see. Now you can see the version 2 comes with the full number 402.321.4766. And then thank you and the today date and happy Women's Day to all. So this is the beauty of application. And then another thing is you can see the same data because this is the stateful applications. All the information has been saved on the databases. Very good stuff. If you understand this, you can do anything using Docker, Kubernetes, but this is very good things you guys need to be ready to embrace Docker and Dockerhub, especially and the next week we're gonna be using the same process to do with Terraform, Kubernetes, ECS, so on and so on. So like as I said that this is the second version of the application. So pretty much that's all we have to do for, to do this, to ease the deployment. Again, please go back to the channel, Slack, or, any other channel. I'm gonna be probably published on YouTube and share some, but do that as much as you can do it. So this is cool. And for now, we're all good. So that is all we have today. Make sure after you finish, make sure you delete everything. Otherwise, you're gonna be getting some charges on it from AWS. And happy and have a wonderful evening. And today I'm gonna be publishing to our main channel. I have some few people who will following us on, I don't know, WhatsApp. I'm gonna be also publishing on the WhatsApp. Thank you very much.